We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road, but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light, and...
Seems more like you're
But...
in your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest, and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress, and as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Guess left can be right, sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Personal. Don't stop pounding that one. You're hurt bad. Carving it up.
Alrighty. What's up, guys? We're playing some Biomutant today, I guess. It's a new game. I'm figuring it out. I played a little bit of the Sentinel class, and right now we're playing as the Mercenary class. Alright, so we just started this game, obviously. And there's my guy. Purple and orange. Or green, or brown, or yellow, or whatever. They just fixed it for the PS4 so I can finally play with this Mercenary class. Before they had it, where you couldn't. But now we're here. Weapon add-on, okay. You found a weapon special effect add-on. Attach it to a ranged weapon and give it an extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Some enemies have a resistance or weakness to different weapon special effects. Use them wisely. Alrighty, we're take off. To attach the side effect consumable. Electric module. I don't want to attach it now. I don't even know if y'all can hear me okay. You found a medic bag supply, blah blah blah. It's a medic. It's a medical patch. Take off. You can use it like this. Boom, 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 boom.
Clamber right up.
Climber right up. And the way they talk in this game is kind of funny too. This game is funny. The way they talk is funny. Sludge soak, new objective. Remember when parrying enemy attacks. When the enemy attacks, you see lightning bolts flash.
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it.
Hi.
Evolution has its ways. Wow! Watch it. Made it count. Pow!
Alright, I gotta learn the combo. Oh shit.
End it. Now that's a flesh wound.
Damn it. Almost died there. Where's my combat?
Ready to take on the world. Curtain. Slice and dice. not dead yet.
And I died. Reload on that checkpoint. This is on the hard. So yeah, I did a little bit on the medium, and now we're gonna see.
Slash and dash. Super effective. You're on the ropes.
Oh my god. I'll get better at this game eventually.
The deep cut. Gauntlet. Running low. Sharp steel. Boom, boom. Chop, chop.
Finally played smart.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
From the once was. Boom. Crowbar. I gotta upgrade that. I don't know how to though yet, but I do know I need to. Alright.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
The claw bar.
Whoa!
And down we go. Boom.
It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
No, really, I mean it. Honestly, we're gonna try something real quick actually. Settings, we are going to audio, narrator 70%. Might leave it like that. We might bring the sound effects up a little bit. User interface, speech, gibberish. I want to bring that down just a tad bit more. Alrighty. I wish the freaking run worked in this game. We're about to get some bio points.
Produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Ching! So much damage. Personal.
Bioblobs. You absorb bioblob. You absorbed a bioblob. Sorry.
Get a grip. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Someone locked it solid.
We got ourselves our first puzzle. You found a puzzle. These are scattered around the world. Some open new paths, while others feature different rewards. To switch the node, select to use blah blah. Use that to press the node down. Rotate the node. Press L1 R1. This is the number of rotations that you can use. The higher your intellect, the more moves you have. Each node has a certain position in its See, intellect is very important in this game, so I might just... I might stick to... I made him strength, agility, but I might switch it to agility, strength, agility and intellect. We'll see. That's probably what I'm going to do, actually. Because you can make up everything else.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago. But it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go.
Perfectly countering an enemy attack will stun them. A stunned enemy has stars circling above their head, and after hitting the enemy again, you can launch them up into the air by pressing L1. Or you can ride. You can
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Shot. Hey, nice shot. Now that's a flesh wound. Goodbye. Wow. Paid off. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Now that's loot. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
You also have a aura system in this part of your life as well. I don't know if you saw at the beginning of it, but it said balanced. So right now I'm 50-50 on everything. So just depending on what I choose here, it impacts the way they talk to me.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You've found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxinol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eaters' DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that took his leg. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Just 2 missions. Net the tribe, defeat the World Eaters. Rodnet Abnormal. Okay.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
Biomutant. Let's get it. Took about an hour. What I said.
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged.
For the cartographically challenged. This is my favorite line in this game.
Let's see.
Signposts are found near locations of interest. All around the world, you unlock a signpost when interacting with it. You can fast travel to signposts you've unlocked by selecting it on the map. Open the map at any time by pressing the touchpad. Surf Archipelago, Dead Zone. Yeah, so we're gonna first do this Dead Zone first. Everything in the Dead Zone besides killing the World Beast or the World Eater first. That is
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
I hope it doesn't affect anything. Aura, your inner balance is two halves that completes a wholeness that flows through all things. At times you'll be able to manifest your inner balance through deeds and dialogues choices. Few are those who always act in the same manner and are wholesome, or some to take our wholeness is the sum of the choices we make and the actions we take. The balance of our actions creates your aura score, and which will affect the dialogue with other characters.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack.
Middle Mog.
He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Side points. Interacting with captives and side shrines will award you with side points that you can use to unlock psionic powers. Powers can only be unlocked once you have reached the required light or dark inner balance.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not.
Let me help.
He's grateful for that.
Maybe
You
Mission
still
Impossible is
seem to have a
dark side.
spark of light in you.
Ah, that's a spark of light in
like the
you!
light.
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
I like how long that animation takes. Side point unlocked. You gain side points to unlock the side. Use it to unlock powers. I'm not gonna use it yet. I just look badass.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important.
There's Out of Date again.
Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match, as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war.
Okay.
The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Myriad is convinced that defeating the World Eaters is the only way the world can be saved, but they've been forced to focus on their rivalry with the Jagni tribe. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Interesting. Quest tracking. Your current and started quests are shown in the journal. See top menu above. You can change which quest you track by opening the journal tab and selecting another quest. Go here. In the journal, you can find information on your quest as well as all previous tutorials and dialogues. That's pretty cool.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded.
Global warming.
Smirked! Good hit. King.
Oh. I kind of don't like this, at least the guns make a lot of noise. But whatever. That's what it is.
This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
It's a war zone. Let's go build trenches though. I feel like you can only run in this game if you like don't move the camera, or if you just run in a straight fucking line. There's no.
That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe?
Oh.
You should head up there. That way you'll know.
Just go piss on a stick. One second, let me check how long this
Let's see.
video has been.
It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Wonders why the Sifu would want to see you, but he'll let you in and give it a try.
Are you hungry, baby?
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses the time spent there just left a blank space in your memory, as empty and barren as the wasteland itself. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. There were 6 of them, but the unity fell apart after Lupa Lupin attacked the old village. Soon after, they formed new tribes based on their own values, and when the Blight started, the animosity escalated to war. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no... The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The Jagni tribe may believe that fear and hatred will lead them to domination. A vanquisition of the tribes and destruction of the Tree of Life won't be the restart they want. It's just an end to everything. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced. You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward than using violence to combat violence. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help. He can't blame you for not remembering, but he can sense the stillness of something lost. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Cracker Doom! Down to half your health. Chop chop! You've had better days. The deep cut. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. Goop says some choose to be lonely because no one understands what they're going through. If that's you, he'll try to help you if you let him. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learned that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice, lots of practice. He's sure you'll have to face the consequences of that sooner or later anyway. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try too hard. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good. With a passion for learning, you'll never cease to grow. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that's a part of the coming generation. You owe it to yourself to protect the environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. He says only a few are willing to do the little things, but if you make enough of them, they can have a big impact too. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start.
Crafting intro. Welcome to crafting here. You can modify existing weapons and armors, or if you're feeling creative, create entirely new weapons from scratch. With the right pieces, you can craft your own weapons. To start crafting your weapons, first select the base. This defines which kind of weapon you will craft. There are 3 different kinds of melee weapons. There are 3 different kinds of melee weapons: crush, one-handed slash, and two-handed slash. To continue crafting your weapon, select the handle slot. Select which handle I want to put on there. I don't already have all of these. Why not start with spectacular base already?
You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He understands, but hopes you won't be... He thinks mastering the 6 weapons start... He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for
Sorry,
this.
I'm reading the subtitles and not waiting
It
for
looks
him.
like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. She won't live forever, you know that. But she intends to make the most of every day she gets, especially the ones you share together. You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her. Then start by meeting her on the village square and take it from there. She knows you're a free spirit, always on the move, like the wind. They look determined. Better watch out.
Alright, let's see if I can whip his ass.
He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. They push each other to become better, and sometimes someone gets pushed down along the way.
Damn it.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise tomorrow, so they'll need all the rest they can get. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training now. She said it before. Wang Fu will keep your body in good health, and that's how you keep your mind strong and clear. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling. He heard you clean up. He's proud of you. He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training. He wishes that was true for your Muma too, but guiding the village into the future and teaching Wang Fu to her disciples seems more important for every day. He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics. He's curious to see what you've found. He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA. He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. Says at least dirty hands are proof that you tried, and that counts. That you failed this time doesn't mean you can't succeed the next. He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found.
When looting, you will find add-ons. These can be crafted onto an item to increase the stats of that item. To upgrade armor, clothing, and with items, select a slot and add on, then press square. Alright, so we're here. We're gonna add that on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh well.
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. He knows she's already proud of you and everything you've achieved so far. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. Your Muma says it's about time you got here. Wants you to understand that you can do anything if you work really hard. She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down. But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back. That's a good attitude as long as you keep learning. Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. Thanks you for being such a good student. Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz. You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it. Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her. Catchy. Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful. She's happy you appreciate what others do for you. A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device. It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see. You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you. Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day. She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no... He wants to destroy her. The time to fight is coming, whether she's ready for it or not. Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen to lead. She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has finally caught up with her. She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
That was a long memory.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.
Crafting. You can now craft weapons and modify them and craft cure. Alright, let's see what's good with it. If you found a new weapon, you can now unlock special attacks for this weapon. Type info. Resources, scrapping. Okay. The quality level of an item is shown here. Higher quality can deal more damage. The quality can be upgraded at an upgrade bench. The material that the item is made of will be shown here. Better materials make stronger, more powerful weapons. The material can be upgraded at the workbench. Some pieces and add-ons have special effects on them. These can deal hazard damage depending on the special effect. The combination of quality material and hazard damage defines the overall rarity of the weapon. Upgrading a weapon will increase the rarity as well as the base stats. For each weapon has a different numbers of mods, slots, and parts, whatever, yada yada yada.
Dust it off and start cutting.
Okie dokie. Okay, so mainly melee, but I need intellect.
Even more brains.
Jump in the Cadillac.
Check out those guns.
Just for now. This is what I want to do first. Oh, then we can perks. Forgot about this too. I think you can unlock everything. I'm pretty sure you can.
The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out. It's no pet. Down! Fluff hulk's on the loose. slash. Slice and dice. You've used up all your key energy.
God damn.
They couldn't keep it down. Fluff Hulk's on the loose. A smart foe would leave now. You might want to fall back. Itchy trigger finger. Nice. You don't have the key energy for that. You're hurt bad.
I think I'm gonna have to change the difficulty on this shit
To easy.
to medium. Or actually, we're gonna call it there, guys. I'm tired of shit. It's your boy Mitchell signing off.
Bye, Micho.
I like that.